I'd like to call the town board meeting to order at 7:02. Crystal, could you please read the roll?
Second, Councilman Cavaldi.
Here.
Councilman Jacaruso. Councilman Gray.
Here.
Councilwoman Mora. Here. Supervisor Esposito.
Present. Also present is our town attorney, Gerard Parisi. Okay, we all stand for the invocation. Pledge of allegiance.
Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us and their families. We pray, as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Privilege of the floor. At every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during the course of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public should restrict their comments to items of town business. Although there is no official time constraint, speakers should be considerate of others so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There shall be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor near the beginning of each meeting. All remarks and questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter in a discussion with a person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during a portion of the meeting referred to as council member comments. Privilege of the floor is open up at 7:05. Greer?
I'm Greer Pomeroy from the Environmental Advisory Committee. I really appreciated the town planning board reviewing our natural resources inventory. And we took their requests for editing and did that. And then I delivered to Crystal yesterday the edited document. And I just learned from Lou Esposito that it has to go from here to the county legislature. I don't know if they meet during the summer or not. But I'm hoping that when our town board and the county legislature is done with it, that it can be published on our website. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any others?
Hi, I'm Richard Daly, the town historian, and in light of the honored people here tonight, every year we kind of read off the honor roll of those veterans of Princetown, New York. So if I may, Edward Karasowski, Army, Korea. Stanley A. Ferguson, Navy, World War II. Marshall Ferguson, great horse person, Navy, World War II. Irma Ferguson Peterson, Navy, World War II, first wave. Craig Ferguson, Army veteran. Salvatore Mastorino, Army, World War II veteran. Arthur Muse, 30-year naval veteran. Nicholas Morris Sr., Army, Korea. George A. Bishop, Army, 1265 to 1267. Mark E. McLean, Sergeant, Air Force, 267 to 271. Paul McLean, Army. Douglas McLean, Navy. Robert McLean, World War II Seabees. Shane Bishop, Navy, 6-year Gulf War veteran, U.S. coal survivor. Douglas Gray, Navy, 2-year Vietnam conflict. And if you'll give me 1 second, I have a presentation. my true friend and person that helps me a lot. I brought this to share it, have it share it with the board. All right, and we have a nice flag that we're going to mount on the outside of the garage. Anyway, thank you very much. Quite all right, if you weren't. It's a good man, very good man. Great. I'll tell you a real quick story, only 2 minutes. We were in the garage one Christmas a couple years ago, and this is the kind of man he is, all right? And it's miserable out there, you know, watching football games, and, you know, he's got the stove going full tilt. Anyway, this little dog starts rapping on the door, right? And, you know, he's all wet and, you know, disorientated. But ringsman, Mr. Green makes up a nice little jacket for him, and we gave him some food, all right? He appeared to be doing better. Next thing you know, car pulls into the driveway, right? And this lady, nice lady, comes in, and she says, we lost our dog, you know, she had a little girl with her. And then they said, oh, there's our dog, all right? And she, you know, they both, it was an emotional rescue for both of them. All right, Mr. Gray says, no problem, you know, and it's, you know, 2 days before Christmas, she says, I've had a really difficult time, you know. She says, can I pay you for this? You know, I'm a little short. Mr. Gray says, no problem, you know, I'll help you out. Reaches in his pocket, all right, unloosens the rubber band, says, have a nice Christmas. That is the kind of gentleman he is. That's my story. I don't have a better one. Thank you. It's okay. Anyway. He's a young, good-looking guy, isn't he?
My wife went to school with him.
There you go. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Crystal, for helping me.
Any others? Okay, I guess we close up to the floor at 7:11. Highway, you have anything?
No, that's the one.
Water. It's from Wesson. May 2023, gallons pumped 2,238,100. Maximum daily use is 114,700. Minimum daily use is 30,500. Daily average 72,200. We had the following water main breaks, leaks. May 25th, service line break to Route 20 user, repaired by Larned same day. Issued work done. Generator at the well house update, still working with the insurance company and Troy Solutions to make repairs. Some parts have arrived and have been installed, waiting for additional parts. The room has been professionally cleaned and waiting for the company to paint. The issue with LS Power Facility project on Settles Hill Road has been resolved by changing the grade and the amount of fill over the water line. Meter readings started May 15th for the June building and were 95% complete by the end of May. It is projected the readings will be complete by June 9th. Repair of the hydrant across from 1434 Gifford Church Road, update parts have arrived, scheduling repair work with Larned. Pressure reducing valve at Gifford Church Road, booster pump station still waiting on parts, general maintenance performed, respectfully submitted, West Blessing. Anything? Ben?
Just wanted to thank Wes for everything he's done for the town. Very knowledgeable, very confident in what he does. You know, we appreciate all the work that he has put in for the water system and for the town.
Yes, he's done a lot of work. We appreciate everything he's done too. Been on call 24/7, so we certainly appreciate it. Jim, anything?
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Okay. I guess the water bills will be going out the end of June, correct?
July 1st, I believe they will be in the mail at the latest.
The end of June,
July 1st.
July 1st. So, other than that, nothing else with the water department. Still struggling along with the water main breaks. Okay. Code enforcement. Let's see. Building inspectors monthly report, total permits 5, permits issued 5, permit inspection fees collected $2,224. Building inspection 7, zoning review 1, fire inspection 0, final building inspection 0, certificate of occupancy compliance 1, bank deposit $2,224, check to supervisor account $10,000. Checkbook balance as of June 13th, 2023, $1,221.24. Activities in zoning 1, working on planning as needed, working on permit final inspection as needed, reviewing plans as needed. Thomas Verini, building inspector. Is there any questions for Jim? Okay. Ben?
I got a call today, wasn't dog related, but a guy over in Pattersonville, in the town of Princetown, over on the border, had a immature bald eagle on his property that was on the ground. Not sure if he could fly or if he was injured by a car. So I told him to call NCON police, and he contacted them. They never contacted him about it. So there's a bird rehabilitator, but she's not taking in any new birds yet. And I contacted a person I used to work with when I worked for Fish and Wildlife and see if he calls me tomorrow if they might take it. So that's about all he can do. Can't really interfere other than that. That's it. It's been quiet.
So would you like to hear quiet, Doug? All right.
No.
Jim?
No.
Okay, thank you, Ben.
Okay.
Do we have anything from the court?
Nothing from the court and nothing from the assessor.
Okay, buildings and grounds over here, they've been working on the air conditioning and the heating system. They're just about complete. Finally, the parts came in for the one on this end of the building. They were here today, they were here a couple days last week, and they're not finished yet, so be here later in the week. I guess they have the air conditioning up and running at least. It's on right now, but it's not set that cold, so. Other than that, nothing's been going on with the state police building. That's it? Any questions? Ben, nothing? Jim?
No.
Would you like to comment on the
Computer.
yes, on the computer system?
Yeah, we've had a few glitches the last couple of days. We're migrating over to Microsoft Outlook. So that's going to be a few glitches in the process, unfortunately. So we've had to have our IT people here. So we'll get it squared away. It'll be more robust than what we've been using, which is what we wanted. In addition to that, I'm having him come in and install some cabinetry in our server room and label everything. The reason for that is sometimes our entire town hall goes down, computers. And sometimes it's just a matter of pushing a button on one piece of equipment. The problem is our equipment is currently not labeled. It's kind of a mishmash. It's a little sloppy, and this was left over from Omnis, so we're gonna have him come in and reorganize, make everything neat, label everything. So if something does go down, we don't have to have them come from Voorheesville all the way in here to push a button. We can do it. He'll talk us on the phone and say, look, you know, look at this particular piece of equipment, push this button, it'll be fixed. So we're in the process of doing that right now.
Any questions for Jim? Okay, thanks, Jim. Thank you for handling that too. I know it's, you've been getting calls quite often on it, so thank you again for stepping up and taking care of it. Okay, Crystal, have anything?
I do. Town Hall will be closed on Monday, June 19th, in observance of Juneteenth. And then Tuesday, June 27th is primary election day. In your packets tonight, I provided you with a collection summary for the 2023 tax collection period, as well as the unpaid list, which has been turned over to Schenectady County for further collection. The total tax warrant this year was $2,150,856.71. And of this, there was $139,906.67, which was uncollected, so not too bad. $567,657.21 was paid to the supervisor for the town's portion of the tax warrant. We also collected $2,655.81 in late payment penalties, so anybody that paid from February through April. We collected $2,024.21 in interest, which was accrued to the tax collection MBT bank account. There was no information on there on what the interest rate is, so I'll ask them next time I'm in for you. And then we also received this year $548.95 from the pilot agreement that we have with Patterson Solar in lieu of property tax. So $5,228.97 was also paid to the supervisor in addition to the warrant. The tax collection bank account has been reconciled and the account is returned to $5, where it stays where it stays now until next tax season. That's all I have.
Thank you, Crystal. Any questions?
There's also the letter in there, there's a resolution on tonight where I'd like to transfer my salary into my deputy's salary to have her a little bit more frequently. So that's just a letter that says I'm waiving my salary. We did it last year, so. And Gerard looked at it.
Got any questions?
Just on that.
Jim?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Crystal. Before we move on, I just want to say that I know we've had some complaints about the solar project up in Pattersonville. Tom Verini and myself and Doug Cole, we went up, I did a surprise visit, and they gave us a tour again. We found nothing out of the ordinary. They're following everything that the planning board said. They're following everything. DEC was up there about a week or two before we went up, and they found nothing wrong. Our Doug Cole, our engineer, gave us a report. The town board has it. There was no problems he found. There's been two other reports that were done up there. LaBarge was one of them, and what was the other one?
Don't recall.
It doesn't matter. There was two other reports plus Doug's. Nothing was wrong. These were independent reports done. We paid our engineer to go up there. They're doing nothing wrong. Everything is being done the right way. We found nothing out of the ordinary. We spent probably an hour and a half up there looking over the whole facility. If anybody wants to read these reports out there, you're more than welcome to file a Freedom of Information, and you can get that from Crystal, and you're welcome to look at these reports pending our attorney's approval, and I don't think you have any objection to that. So There is nothing that they're doing wrong, other than the fact that they don't want that project to go forward. So if they're out there listening, you're more than welcome to get these reports, and everybody out there is entitled to them. That's all you have to do is file a request, and it'll be honored. I know the town board has one. I don't know if you got one yet. Did you get it? You can read them all over. It's right there, black and white. Nothing out of the ordinary. So we did take the time, and the town spent the time with our engineer to go up there. So I know there's been a lot of people talking about this over here. Well, there's only the ones that keep coming. I don't see them out here today, but if you're out there listening, you're more than welcome to these reports. So, any questions? Ben? Jim? If anybody from the town board wants to go up there, they're more than welcome to show everybody around. If you want to go up there, Ben, you can just go in there and look around. Just tell them who you are, and they'll show you all around the place, just like we did before in the winter.
Yeah.
It froze.
Yeah, no, I read through the reports. Besides very minor issues, there was nothing substantial.
Nothing that stands out.
No.
Nothing. They're not infringing on anybody's property line. The flags are up there. Everything is up there. They're well within their rights up there now. Solar company, so. And we've done everything we can do to make sure it's being done right. So if you want to go up there and go, it's all you got to do is drive in there and tell them who you are, and you can look at it. And anybody from the planning board wants to, they can go up there. They'll be more than happy to show you around, see what's being done up there. And I know that Anthony Torrey was thinking about going up. Jim, you were?
Yeah, I took a ride up. It was pouring rain. It was muddy. It was a mess. So I turned around and I talked to them a few minutes and then I just left. But I'll go up again when it's dry.
Okay. Moving on, any questions about that? Okay. Public hearings, we have none. Resolutions, meeting minutes. It is hereby resolved that the meeting minutes of May 9th, regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Foldy?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Gray? Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. One other thing, the Greer sent this report that she had over here. Yeah, the resource, natural resource inventory. I'd appreciate it if everybody read it. So if there's any discussions on it, we can do it at the next meeting, and you can give your opinions on it. Is that all right with everyone? You can take it over and read it and see what you think of it.
Sounds good.
Okay. General funds claims. Is hereby resolved that the town board approves claim number 101 through 121 in the amount of $25,501.98. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Bristol?
Councilman Foldy?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Water funds claim. It is hereby resolved that the town board approves claim number 58 through 76 in the amount of $9,938.43. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Bristol?
Councilman Foldy?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Trust and agency fund claims. It's hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 4 through 5 in the amount of $987.50. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Bristol?
Councilman Foldy?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. General funds transfer. It's hereby resolved the town board is transferring $4,500 from the town clerk's salary line to the deputy town clerk's salary line. Discussion? Is there a motion?
Yeah, I think we all agree that Crystal is doing a pretty good job, an excellent job as town clerk. I'm not really understanding why we just don't fund this properly without pulling it out of her salary.
Because it wasn't in the budget.
I know, but we can move money around. We do that pretty regularly when we need extra money in a budget line that's underfunded for whatever reason. I don't know.
The one thing I would say is, elected officials, there is, we have to check. I had this issue many years ago, and you can't change elected officials'
So the
salary, but
deputy,
it's already, so what's the budget? The budget is lower than this?
the deputy clerk is not elected.
Why are you talking about her salary?
No, so she's asking to take money out of her salary
Oh,
to
okay.
transfer it to the deputy.
Okay.
I don't know. I get what you're saying. It wouldn't be adding money to her
Gotcha.
salary, it's taking
Gotcha.
money away.
Okay.
I'd rather just see it funded properly without Crystal taking the pay hit. Personally.
Well, my understanding was that part of that money was so that Crystal could, are you putting in the full amount of time? I thought part of this was so you could leave and she would substitute. Is
Last
that-
year it was, and
Last year.
there are days that I have to leave early with the kids in the summertime, which is why it's nice to have her. When we had our budget meeting, we agreed that she could come one day a week, but that didn't leave her available on the other 2 days a week. So when Isla's out or I'm out, we didn't have her being able to jump in like she can. So I just kept her in her same schedule.
Because that's the way I understood it to be, that it was kind of a compensatory thing on your part for the time that you had to take off.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Wendy is also doing a lot of records management for us. She's putting together an index of all our resolutions and our local laws. So when you say, hey, Crystal, can you pull up the resolution for the dog law of 2011? I have an index that says exactly which book and which page number it is. So she's been working on that project, and I did have her all day, every day during tax season, because I am busy that time of year.
Whatever you guys
I mean, I do agree with that. She does do a lot of work for what she's, and to give her salary away, for part of it or whatever. I mean, if we can, if we do have money available to be able to have, more money, a lot of sides for Wendy, that'd be nice. But, I mean, if it's legal and everything, the way we're doing it now, whatever's gonna be, easiest and work the best, I'm all for it.
Doug, you got one?
I agree with what she said.
I am okay with doing it though, it's not the budget. At the end of the day, I took this job because I want to serve the residents the best I can, and
But you
having
do
her
want
as
to
a
do that,
backup so
because
that
you do
I don't
do
have to
a really
close my
good job.
office because I have 4 kids, it's really.
I've got no complaints.
The best for the residents.
Anything you've done.
I know, you do a really
Excellent.
good.
Thank you.
But it wasn't in the budget, and you gotta change it.
And
now.
that's why I'm
Next year.
really
we'll do
willing to give it.
something.
Are you content with it until,
You guys did come up a little bit on the budget this year, so that's nice.
Do we have the money? Some of the solar money's starting to come in. I think we have the money that we could do this without Crystal having to sacrifice any of her salary. It's there. Our revenue generally exceeds what we spend.
No, I think it's going to leave her salary the way it is.
But you would leave Crystal's the way it is,
Right.
but add more money into,
The deputy.
Yeah, right.
Transfer
What
from
you
somewhere.
gotta
get
do
all
with
in.
the next budget.
but he's
Yeah,
asking,
so-
can we change it, if we change it now, is that okay?
Say the building.
If there's money available to do that.
Say the building had
here's
like
the problem now. We had the court was asking for more money for the court clerk too. What do we do in that case?
We gave a raise across the board to everybody except for us. Yeah, except for us.
We can't
But
do
she
one and
asked
not-
for- she asked
You
for
can't do
more money.
one and not the other. Can't do one and not the other.
really a raise, it's an additional personnel. I'm fine with this year to continue to give it, we can
Next
revisit it.
year,
in
when the
budget.
budget comes up, then we'll change it.
Well, if Crystal's happy and I think we'll be opening up right now a can of worms over here with doing this in the middle of the year. That's only my opinion, but we can do whatever the board wants to do, but I know that they weren't happy in the court because of the deputy.
I think the
She wanted
difference,
more money for the deputy too because she's not available all the time either.
yeah, well, I think the difference here is like, it's not that we're giving this deputy clerk a raise, it's that she'd be working more hours. It would be as if the court clerk, instead of working, is it 16 or 24, or whatever she works, now she's working 40 instead. That's kind of the difference here. It's not that this person's getting a raise, it's that they'd be working more.
She's working 40 hours?
No, but
No, he's saying just an example.
Oh,
Like, she's working, he's saying she's adding more hours to her schedule, she's not asking for a raise, she just would, you know, instead, she'd be getting compensated for the hours she's working, not necessarily a raise.
she'd be going from 8 hours to whatever, 16, let's say, in a week. So she's not getting a raise, she's just getting paid for it, she did extra work.
And right, what's happening now is,
Crystal, are you happy with this until budget?
I would be fine with it.
Well, then maybe we should wait until budget time. I don't know if we're gonna be opening up a can of worms right now. But, I know other people have been asking for raises too.
But this isn't a raise, she'd be working more.
Yeah, I
time.
understand that, but we're dishing out more money. There's other people.
And
that have been
historically,
asking.
there was always 2 people in that office prior to Sandy. Sandy was a superstar to do it by herself, I tell you, but this isn't something that we didn't do in the past in the town, to have an extra person with a higher salary line.
If you're satisfied until budget time, I think that that's what we should do. That's just my opinion. I don't know, Doug, is that what you?
I know she's doing her job.
I know she does a great
It's not a
job.
problem, but how you change in the middle of the street?
If there was a catastrophic repair that this building needed, we would just put more money in the building repair line. We'd
That's
have
a
to.
different thing, totally different.
And so we wouldn't change, we wouldn't put money in the line, it's just, I don't want this budget to go over, I'm responsible for keeping my own budget in line, and I recognize that in keeping her in the hours that I have her in, this is the amount I was gonna go over, so this is why I want to make that transfer, so that way the town is not over budget this amount on that line.
You're looking out for the town. Bottom line.
That's my opinion on it. If Crystal's happy, I think we should just wait till budget time. It's only a few months away anyway. What are we talking? 5 months?
You need her help now, right?
This is what I need to get her through the end of the year, otherwise this line would be over this amount. So in January, if it reset to something different, that's a different story for next year.
so you're not planning on having to transfer any more money? over?
Not this year, this is what I
Okay.
had for the new year, so, one and done. And I waited until I was out to do it, so.
Jeremy, you think we should wait till?
Well, like I said, originally, my understanding was that the transfer from her salary to the assistant clerk was because she had to leave earlier than we closed
That's correct.
for business. So, I mean, there's still days that that's the case. So in that regard, our original understanding was that you would pay back for that time that basically you had to take off. And you're saying that she's working more than that.
There are days we're both there, 9 to 4, all through tax season we were, because I needed her, and we used her. Like I said, she's doing other projects for the town, so it's, she's there, so that way the residents still have somebody, but then she's also.
So when she's there and you're both working a full day, her salary then should not come out of your salary.
There were also days where Isla had to leave, so we didn't have to close town hall because I had both of us there, and Lou said not to count those, so those have already been not counted in the salary lines.
There are days when there's only one person here. We can't work alone, just for something could happen. You never know, there could be a medical emergency and there's only one person here. You have to have at least 2 people here, time to time. So when there's only one, you know, we just close the town hall for that, for the remainder of the day. There's not a lot going on. It's only certain times of the year where there's probably be tax season, like she said, and with the water bills coming in. That's the only time that it's actually really busy here. So, I don't know, my opinion is if Crystal's having one, so it's okay to wait until January. I think that's my opinion on it.
Could you live with that, wait until January? It would make it easier on us, because that's a new budget year, and we can address the clerk then. And just make her, put her on payroll.
Well, you make your budget out every year.
Thank you. And I did request this amount, and you guys, like I said, were gracious to come up from what it was, and it was what it was at the time. And this is the difference. So like I said, I already signed the paper, I'm freely giving it away, so.
So we're good to wait until budget time?
I mean, I do agree with that, but if you are okay with it, I do disagree, but if it is gonna make things easier, and if she's okay with it.
So we'll wait till budget time then. You're satisfied with that,
I'm
Crystal?
satisfied.
She's satisfied, then it's all yours, as far as I'm concerned. You're not?
I am not, but that's okay. We're not gonna agree 100%.
I'll go along with it.
And you wanna wait till budget time?
It's fine.
If
I
you
wanna
want to give
wait
her
till
money,
budget
give her
time.
money.
I didn't say that, I said, I wanna wait till budget time.
It's fine.
Crystal said it's good to wait till budget time.
That's what I think, because you made the budget out, now you gotta change it.
Huh? I'm just,
Right or wrong?
I'm just thinking over here.
Ask the lawyer.
I know. I'm just thinking that.
What do you say?
We're opening up a can of worms here because
What
I
do you-
get
what do
requests
you
from
say?
people that want more money, they want a
How
car
much of a change is
to
this
do their
to
job,
do this?
other than the one we have.
You're always free to move money from different lines of the budget. You've got X number of dollars total during the course of the year, you're free to move budget lines. You can't raise any more money, but you're free to, the only thing you're not allowed
You
to do
don't
is
have to
raise.
go through a public hearing or anything?
No, only if you're raising like an elected official's salary. If you're just moving, this is not an elected official, if you're just moving it, instead of taking it from her line and you're taking it from, office supplies, you're free to do that if you want. But you're right, it probably opens up a can of worms with other people who are gonna come and have the same request or similar request.
I know we're gonna hear it. You guys won't hear it, but I'll hear it.
You can send them my way. I'll listen to the commission.
So, is that what we're gonna do, wait till budget time? Crystal, you're satisfied with that? Okay. All right. Did we,
Wait, nobody made a motion.
is there a motion? Is there a motion on this resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi,
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso,
I'm abstaining.
Councilman Gray,
Yeah,
Councilwoman Mora,
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito.
Yes.
I want to raise too. Put in, it's, been here, what, since 2004? Haven't got a raise since.
Once. Okay, MBT bank account holders, it's come to my attention over here that there's 2 names on there for 2 different accounts. One is the park fund, and the other one is just
The general savings.
Yes.
And I apologize, there was a spelling error in this that pointed out Jarzynski was spelled wrong, so I changed that. And then, sorry, I gave you my copy because I added this in late, so roll call is whatever you decided to be. You do not have to read what is written there.
But that came to my attention, and the only way we can take their names off is there's a resolution from the town board to remove their names. Joe Jazinski's no longer with us, and Michael Joyce is not involved in on the town board, involved with the town in any way. So if we ever needed that money, we certainly wouldn't be able to take it out at this point. So in order to change it, Doug is on all the other accounts along with me. So I think we should just follow suit and do the same thing. It's all right with the town board. And Doug could be a co-signer if something happens to me. He could always have access to the account or vice versa. So it's hereby resolved the town board approves the removal of Mike Joyce and Joseph Jazinski from all town, Princetown, MBT bank accounts. Is there any further discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll say.
Chris?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Crystal, could you give me a copy of this resolution so I can present it to the bank
Yes, I can.
next time I go up there? Thank you. Resolution passed. Council member comments and discussion.
I got a call again from that person on Maven Road, and the internet, or lack of internet up there. So I had explained to her that the town doesn't control where Verizon and Spectrum put in internet lines. But I think she thinks we can do more as a town, but we don't really have the resources or the influence, I don't think. But she had asked in the voicemail that she left me if there's anything that the town can do to get high-speed internet into some of these areas.
I don't know what we could possibly do.
Yeah.
I know Crystal has files up there.
Yeah, I do too. But I think it's kind of just where they go. I don't know if we have influence on that.
I don't know how we could possibly influence. I know that the county was involved in that. I went to a meeting in Duanesburg when they were talking about it, but I don't think anything happened with it. That was a couple of years back.
Yeah.
I don't know what what kind of influence we could have with Verizon or
Yeah.
Spectrum.
We can't even get them to respond here half the time
Yeah.
when we get the project.
I don't know.
So I wish I
The
had.
only thing that would probably put pressure on them is the county, but they've got other towns, I'm sure, like Glenville, and
I had
that
thought.
doesn't have, and Duanesburg, that doesn't have internet access to Spectrum or
Yeah.
files.
The state passed grants like years ago to get internet, high-speed internet in rural areas. You know, they had funded it, but I don't know where that project is now, or if it's still expanding, but I don't know. I don't think there's much we can do.
I know we don't have files down here yet. I know
No.
we're starting to put it in on Pangburn Road. We don't have it where I am, but I know they were working on it down here. We don't have it on Duanesburg Road here, Route 7.
Yeah, it's not here at town.
No.
No.
No, so they're hitting this where they're putting it, I guess.
And then what is this voter identification resolution?
Oh, that was, Crystal, was you?
Yeah, so we got that letter, they wanted me to distribute to all of you, I forget which town it is in New York, but there are quite a few towns in New York who are passing a resolution to call for an audit of New York State's election integrity. So there's a couple examples of, there's been a few towns that have done it, and they just wanted to urge you to also look into doing it. This one tells you, I
It's
guess there's a
called
lot of discrepancy.
voter
with the
ID.
rules.
We could pass that resolution, I don't think it's gonna go too far, but I did get a letter from
So Rotterdam, I heard from Rotterdam, Duanesburg, and Glenville, they're all doing, the second one in your packet, they're all looking to do that one for their July meetings as part of a July 4th Independence
The audit one.
push. Yeah, so they invited us to join.
Does the audit
That's the-
include photo ID?
You have to read the details. I think there's a whole bunch of discrepancies with the New York State election system currently that they,
This first one, is the photo ID.
yeah.
I know there is no voter ID in New York anymore. So all you have to do is when you get your license, is say you want to vote, they ask you if you, on your license. When you renew it, it says, do you want to register to vote? They don't ask you if you're a citizen in New York. So, I don't know, we could certainly do this resolution if we'd like in the next meeting, but like I say, I don't think it's going to go too far.
Even if it's purely symbolic.
That's
you
about,
can-
that's what it is, really. I do know that they don't, you know, we used to have to show your ID, but they don't anymore. So, and I do know that they ask you on your driver's license if you want to register to vote, you renew it. They don't ask if you're a citizen. So, you want to put it on the
July.
agenda for next?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the audit and voter ID.
That'll give us a chance to read it to them.
Yeah.
Ben, yes?
Yeah.
Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta show my ID to vote in the school election, but not in the regular
I
election.
don't ask. We used to, they used to ask
Yeah.
if you, they wanted to see your driver's license, but not anymore. There is no integrity in the voting right now, so. They say it's on your, they just ask you in your registration or your license if you want to register to vote. No comment on that part. Okay, anything else?
I attended the budget meeting for the Schenectady County Emergency Communications. Something we really rarely think about, but God forbid if you have an emergency and you pick up the phone, there's somebody there, they're trained, they have GPS, they send the right people, they get you help when you need it. It's not cheap. The budget this year went up to $6,400,000. The town of Princetown pays a gigantic amount of $16,000 towards that amount, which really, I mean, we would basically get it for free. But the reality is, they do a great job. At the meeting, they discussed how the dispatchers helped deliver a baby just recently, a couple weeks ago. They really do a good job. The bulk of the $6,400,000 is not paid by us. We pay a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. But, you know, it's something we don't think about, but they do a great job. They're buying all new equipment, a lot of new radios, and so they're constantly updating the equipment, constantly training the people. I will say this much, if there's anybody out there listening to this and they know somebody that would like a nice job, a good job, they can use more dispatchers, and might be worth looking into. So if you know anybody that's looking for a job, a pretty good paying job, you might want to mention that. Oh, yeah.
Any comments? I might say, that's a weighted vote. The city has more control, and then it goes to the town by their population. Correct, so when people don't show up from the other towns, who's ever there, gets the vote. Like, a lot of the towns didn't show up, am I correct?
Right, but Princetown always shows, and we generally show our support by voting affirmatively, which I did, of course.
So Glenville didn't show up, Waynesburg show?
I don't think so.
Roderick did the show, Muskegon the show.
It's a good system, I mean, it's not cheap, but they do a nice job.
Yeah, it's, thank you for attending those meetings too, John. Appreciate it. I went to a couple of them when you couldn't make it, I know Nicole went to one. So. All right, thank you. We still don't have a speaker system in here.
No, I gotta talk to my brother-in-law.
Would you like, I mean, you've been busy with everything else, Tim. Ben, would you want to look into that?
Yeah.
See what you can do?
I mean, they got wireless stuff now today that's easy, you don't even have to run wires, it's pretty easy to do.
Okay, thank you. We're not having an executive session unless somebody's got something personnel matter or anything they want to discuss. Do you have anything? Nicole?
Yeah, can we go in quick?
Pardon?
Can we go in just quick?
Do you want to go into
Yeah.
executive session for personnel matter?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I guess we have to go into executive session. Is hereby resolved, town board. Hereby resolved, town board and enters executive session at 7:55.
I want to talk to you.
Is there a second?
Councilman Capoli?
Yes.
Councilman Jefferson?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Okay, I just wanted to tell you,
Yes.
my father fought in World
Yes.
War II as well.